Hey, JB here. For the Franks out there who have been with us for a while, thanks for checking out Season 1. Now, you might notice some changes in format, but otherwise, it's the same show you know and love. For new listeners, thank you so much for checking us out. These episodes mark the start of something very special, and we're glad you're here. While we have rebranded to Welcome to GameCorp in Season 2, don't worry, as everything you need to know will be revealed as you go. Thanks for listening, and welcome to GameCorp. Head to Head, a video game podcast, is about three rad video game journalists set in the fictional offices of the evil conglomerate GameCorp. The show contains scenes of narrative elements, some mature content, and a whole lot of immature content. Enjoy the show.
GameCorp, boss speaking. Oh, Luke in IT. Well, have you tried turning it off and on again? Oh, okay. Servers, yeah. Encryptions, yeah. You gotta have encryptions, yeah. Yeah. Infrastructure, yeah. That's whatever you're talking about for you. Well, I mean, listen, I'm pretty busy, Luke, and none of this makes sense to me, so, wait. Data breach? What do you mean there's been a data breach? So, looks like someone's been poking around in the personnel records. Yeah. I don't think they'll find any bidders to buy that, but no, it just sounds like some good old-fashioned corporate espionage. The competition must have heard about the talent we're scouting today. What? No, well, don't melt anyone's brain over the internet. Just have the cyber police backtrace it where it came from. We gotta know who's getting jealous, right? Yeah. And then you can melt their brain.
Hey, boss, you wanted to see us?
Yeah, podcast department, come in. Alright, yeah, I gotta go.
Hey, nice office.
Of course it is, idiot. I'm the boss. Now, listen up, numbskulls. I got some fresh hot talent coming to scope the place out. Buzz on the East Street says he's an up-and-coming streamer who hasn't been signed yet, and GameCorp wants to make him the new face of our streaming channel.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. But, what's that got to do with us?
Well, I'm mad you asked. It should be obvious. I want you boys to show him around.
Why? We hardly even know this place ourselves.
Yeah, I tried to find the restroom on the first floor once and ended up spending 4 hours in the company dungeon.
Really? Is it like a sex dungeon or a torture You know what? No, don't tell me. I like a bit of mystery.
Well, the reason is, he's one of those good guys. You know, the Bob Ross type, just always so welcoming and accepting and friendly to everyone, even if they're different. God, it makes me want to puke.
Yeah, I never did like those Bob Rosses either. Like, what is he up to? He's hiding some dark secrets in those happy little bushes. I'm telling you.
Anyway, since you guys are constantly pretending to be a bunch of nice guys for the podcast, I figured you could convince him that this is a good, happy little place to work or whatever, so he doesn't notice I had legal put a bunch of loopholes in his contract that'll let us take 95% of his donations and subs.
You want us to gain his trust? Just to backstab him and socially deceive him?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's a good premise for this episode's conflict.
Yeah, wait, what?
Huh? What? Wait, what did I say?
Sir, your guest has arrived.
You boys just keep him distracted long enough until he can sign the contract. Or you're fired. Now go.
Well, here we go doing bad stuff to avoid getting fired again.
Well, I mean, maybe it's not so bad to convince some stranger to work here. I mean, it's not our fault he chose a bad company to scope out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Okay, yeah, let's fucking go, boys. Time to debate ourselves a streamer.
Huh?
What? Man, I'm always the serious one. Fine.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey, it's Billy.
Oh shit, it's Billy.
Yep, it's me. I remembered you guys telling me you work here, so I figured I'd check it out.
Yeah, that's cool, but we're kind of busy. We have to meet with this stupid, dumb streamer. He's totally lame, and we're gonna sucker him into...
Nope. JB, he's...
Oh.
We might be working together. Isn't that great? Guys? 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 Guys?
Welcome to the 9th episode of Head to Head, a video game podcast brought to you by GameCorp, the totally not evil video game media conglomerate. Upper management, in their infinite wisdom, has hand-chosen us, a couple of low-level employees with zero experience, to serve as your hosts for this head-to-head, no-holds-barred matchup between 3 games, to see which will stand triumphant. As always, I'm your host, Cowboy.
I'm Jake.
And I'm JB, a.k.a. Joyless Ballsack.
Oh, God. Jesus. All right.
What an adjective noun.
Oh, shit.
Okay, in today's battle, we'll be facing off 3 contenders in a last man standing cage match for the title of Backstabbing Social Deception Game with Among Us versus Town of Salem versus Project Winter.
And today we're joined by our good friend and streamer, Billy. Billy, how are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a long time.
I am doing fantastic. How are you?
Doing well. How's the stream going?
Pretty good, pretty good. We are standing tall at 108 followers. How's GameCorp?
Nice, man.
Look at you. That's a good question for you. How's GameCorp?
GameCorp is different. A couple questions. Yeah, you guys have talked this place up when we streamed together.
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
And,
yeah.
I had a couple questions. Was there something about a sex dungeon that I saw?
Well,
it's like a nickname. It's like a nickname. It's not even a. It's not a. It's like where people to. It's where people go to. You know, it's a break room. It's a break room.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we
you know,
call the
we're
break
very
room.
inclusive.
Yeah.
So if any sex that you are, like
Right.
you can come into this break room.
It's a gender-fluid break room.
And-
Gender
Mhm.
fluidity. I like
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
gender is done. It's gen done gen. You know?
Oh.
Yeah. And
It's
people
where everyone
here-
can feel relaxed at work in a very inclusive environment. That's all it is.
And people here are so obsessed with work. We're so hardworking, but we have fun. But we're so hardworking that sometimes we have to be shackled to a wall just to take our breaks, you know? We have to be
Well-
literally shackled to the wall.
Well, figuratively. He
Or,
means
figurative. You know,
Metaphorically
figurative.
shackled.
It's more of a captivity chamber than a dungeon, I would have to say.
Um,
Or, I mean, holding cell?
It said sex dungeon. That's why I was super confused.
yeah. So we answered that. So what other questions you got?
Alrighty. So the other thing that I saw was the company motto that said something about never stop hurting. It hurts so good. Something.
Well-
I think it was never stop hurting.
That's like it's a pain, no gain kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like really just push until it hurts. Just never stop until you achieve your goals, no matter how much it hurts or disfigures.
It's
or,
like- It's like Google. Google has what? Never do evil, and we never
Yeah.
stop hurting. You know, it's just something you say.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, like, keep pushing yourself. Like, if you're working, if you're really working, it should hurt. And you never want it to stop hurting. Never stop hurting.
Yeah, if you're not hurting, you're not growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta hurt to
squirt.
you gotta hurt to squirt.
Relative to the sex dungeon.
I really wish there was more rhymes for that.
I have one more. It's weird though. Your
Okay.
security guards. They're almost dressed like stormtroopers,
Yeah, the armor.
like beep boop guns and stuff. I don't know. It's just a little weird. They're super secure.
Oh, they laser tag. We play laser tag here.
Yeah.
Billy, you didn't know that.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah, dude, they're in the get up and they play laser tag with each other.
Oh
And
my god, GameCorp sounds amazing.
it's a fun place, yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, even security is in on it, loves to interact all the
Don't ask-
time.
Don't ask them to shoot you, though. The lasers, like, they can get in your eye. They're kind of dangerous.
Quite
So-
the sunburn.
Yeah, you don't want your retina. So don't,
right, okay.
and don't make sudden moves around them.
Got it.
But they love having fun. Oh
Yeah.
God, they're so fun.
They're the best.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They're so fun.
All the security guards
sounds
listening right now,
awesome.
you are the best.
Yeah,
The best.
they hang out in the sex dungeon with us all the time. The break room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
break room. The
Yep.
break room.
Just
where
like
they break.
shooting
Where
the
they
shit
break you.
like, how you doing? How's productivity? Where are you going after this? I'm gonna escort you. It's
Yeah. See any good emails lately?
yeah. It's all. I mean, it's super
Okay.
friendly, right?
Okay, cool.
Standard. It's standard.
Twerking hard or hardly twerking.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, that's enough about this place, man. Just can you tell us about your stream? A lot of people who are listening may not have heard about you, which is a big old surprise. We're talking about
Yeah.
Billy-Vanilli.
Whoa.
Why don't you tell
Who
the people
hasn't?
out there all about you and what you do?
Sure. Well,
Incoming pod drop from floor 22.
Oh, sorry, Billy. Hold that thought. This is
It happens.
We got to do this. Can you hand it to me, Bill?
sure. Here you go.
Thanks. All right, let me pop it open here. And it's listener questions. And this listener question segment is brought to you by Smearum's Pain Cream, the #2 pain relief ointment for gutter punks and octogenarians with nothing to lose. All right.
I have no idea what any of that meant. But they're paying us.
Yeah, their response is all right. Okay, so this first question is, dudes, it's from Metroid Mike. If you haven't heard the name yet, you haven't listened to an episode. Metroid Mike is the guy who does our intro music and
Yeah,
outro.
amazing guy.
It's our title track.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, Metroid Mike asks, y'all ever think about how Hit 'em High from Space Jam is just Lady Marmalade from Moulin Rouge, or like how David Duchovny, his name sounds almost like David Duchovny, or like how Ice-T sometimes understands video games and SUV, and then looks at the camera and asks dumb shit questions? I don't know. I'm on my lunch break. I love you guys. Juicy kisses. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
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 Every
right?
day.
Yeah. That's an easy question. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
I've honestly always looked at David Duchovny like David Dutch oven me.
I mean,
You know, like just put me under those covers and just give a little toot, just a little sweet toot.
Yeah. Like
Let me. You know, like when you fart in public and you try to suck it all up in your
that's
nose.
disgusting. I hate everything that's happening right now. God.
You know, I want to do that to David Dutch oven me.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to because he's such a. Have you seen him in Californication? He's
He
a smoking
is
dude.
Dreamy in Californication.
He does smoke in
So
that
much.
show.
But like maybe from the X-Files, I'd still let him like get into my X-Files, I guess, from that era. But the Californication David Duchovny is ridiculous. I mean, even me, a man who doesn't normally say things like this.
He's like that in Sideways
Or
too.
maybe I do. I actually do say that about him a lot.
He's a good looking dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no qualms about calling out when a man is ridiculously handsome, and we can all agree. David Duchovny, especially in that era, the Californication era.
Oh yeah.
Yum yum, get you some, right?
Yeah, David, if you want to be on the podcast, I mean, hey,
Open invitation.
Yeah.
We'll get the baby oil, I guess. Fuck.
yeah, we're open for you.
Or-
we're so wide open
No.
for you. Like
I've
we're
hated
so
everything
wide
that's
open
happened so
Yep.
far. Okay.
for you, David.
Do you agree, Billy?
I
I
mean,
do.
this is a Metroid Mike question, so I'm sure he's loving this. Here you go, Mike. Here's the kind of answers you wanted. Metroid Mike today sent me a just avalanche of nonsense starring Mario characters saying he sent me Luigi saying "spit in my hole." With zero
Yes.
context.
He's the most generous lover. He would.
He's just he bombarded me like it was like 4 or 5. So this might not be for Frank. This might not be for you guys. This is for Mike actually.
This is
in this
a
case,
Mike special.
This is a Mike sponsored set of answers.
All right, Mike, before you get us thrown off of Spotify, the answer is All right.
Yeah, Billy, what do you think about David Duchovny, though?
There was more. There was iced tea, too.
I don't even want to cover this. This whole thing sounds like a rabbit hole that's going to get us some letters.
Well, on JB's point of being wide open, all I think of is that song, that Wide Open Spaces.
Oh, yes. That's my David Duchovny jam.
Right.
When you stare at a
Under
poster.
the covers.
Under.
Oh, yeah. It's perfect.
As I hook up a car battery to my nipples.
Jeez.
Yes.
I think we're uncovering a lot
sensation.
tonight. I think we're learning a lot about JB through this question.
What do you mean?
Just just about you. You never really open up, and I'm just happy to know.
I'm always open
God
for
damn
David
it.
Duchovny.
Yep.
And I'm talking about my butthole.
Stop.
Okay, all right. Metro Mike, I hope you're happy with that. All right, up next, listening questioner asks, what do you think chocobo tastes like? And would caviar taste like cactus, or is there some juicy meat in there? And I want Billy to open us up with this one. What do you think? What do you think? Chocobo, caviar, if you ate it up, what do you think it'd be like?
Well, I think chocobo, I feel gamey. I feel like it's just put some hot sauce on it, like a hot wing.
Oh, yeah,
or
sure.
like a boneless wing, or get that big old leg on there and just fry it up.
Oh my
Sounds
God.
delicious.
Dude, I suddenly just got hungry for chocobo. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely.
think of that turkey leg. Think of how big, because those things, turkeys, you don't ride them, but you ride chocobos, so they got big, powerful thighs. No, I'm literally talking about food. We're away from Magic Mike's
It's
question.
too tempting.
No, hit it up. No. This is live. Don't edit this. Don't edit this.
Chocobo
Let's touch on this.
I'm serious.
No. Let's touch on this. Don't edit this part out.
Horn dog?
We tried answering this question just now, and it was 10 minutes of just steamy, hot innuendo. And we just cut it out. You didn't hear it. Dear listener, you didn't hear it because it got a little intimate in here. So
It just kept going.
just for a little
And
context.
sweating.
Just for a little context. So let's try to ring it in, boys. I had no idea you guys were so hot for chocobos. Like,
And to be honest, when you asked the question again, and you were like, "What do chocobos taste like?" It took everything in my will not to scream "dick" because of all the nonsense we just did.
so much you guys did not just hear. But okay,
Fair enough.
I'm bringing
If
it
you
away.
want to hear it, check out our Patreon. We got our bloops reel right in there.
And
It's
this
going to be
one
on the
is-
OnlyFans.
This one is
it
late
was
night,
sexy.
baby. Yeah.
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 Oh my God. If you,
Chocobo After Dark.
I
It's in
mean,
the name, choke. Come on.
yeah. Oh my God.
Jesus.
All right, I'm
It
bringing
was
it back. I'm bringing
a
it back.
bow?
Come back.
Like a bow?
Come
like
back,
a
Come back, guys. Come to the light.
PEUS?
Come to the light. Come to the light. Come to me.
Get away from the Rule 34.
Oh, yeah. I'll
Reel
come.
it in, boys.
I'll come
Let's
to
talk
that
about
light.
caviar. Those little dancing cactus creatures. Do you think they are just cactus all the way through, or do you think there's some weird something going on inside? Do you think there's meat?
Yes.
Well,
There's a cactus heart for sure.
There's got to be
Right?
a heart. They have
Because it's pumping the cactus blood.
eyes and a mouth. So that means if they have the mouth, they have organs, which means they're not hollow. So there's organs in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got to be right
Yeah,
there.
mouth equals organs. Does
Does
that's
the
just
mouth ever
science.
move? Does the caviar emote, or could it just be like? I've never seen a caviar emote. Do they emote?
They should.
I mean, I don't know. That could be a product of the animation. Like, who knows in the fictional world if they actually like emote or talk? Maybe in the real, backstory that isn't in a video game, they plead for their lives during battle. That was dark. What I mean to say is,
This chocobo are so fucking sexy.
we got two choices. Yeah, we're going between the sexy chocobo or just the most brutal, dreadful, like killing small cactus creatures. I'm gonna say caviar are delicious except for the organs. What's the question really?
They're juicy.
They're juicy.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
sure.
caviar's got a juicy ass. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
we're gonna.
We're gonna.
I'd like to take a bite out of that.
We can't edit twice.
Yep.
Right?
All right, questioning listener.
I'm the editor, so I get to choose what goes in.
Welcome back, listener. If you're joining us, we just edited out 30 minutes of JB talking about cactus ass.
Yeah, so explicit.
No, we didn't.
So, questioning listener, I hope that you enjoyed whatever that was, and I hope that you become a Patreon subscriber so you can hear Memoirs of a Horny JB. So,
and I do want to say my chocobo thigh thing was earnest. Like, I'm thinking Renaissance Festival. I'm thinking like a massive like hunk of drum leg meat or whatever. I think
Tastes
it would be
like
good.
Chicken.
Tastes like, are they chickens?
they're
What
pretty
bird
much,
do they
right?
really
They're
look
like, they're just big chickens. They're just big chickens. It would all taste like chicken. It all tastes like
They're a
chicken.
big
Cattle probably
chicken.
tastes like chicken too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm over here like Isaac Asimov. Like, I dream of juicy chicken ass.
Doc. He just keeps going.
Oh my god!
You
There's
can't
I'm like the
stop 'em.
Energizer Cummy.
God, no!
Wow.
We don't have room in the editing budget for this.
Okay, I'm cutting it off. This listener
Yeah,
questions
he's
is going in the
rogue.
fucking garbage. Give me the
Is
tube.
that it?
Give me the tube. I'm stuffing it
That's
back in
it
there.
now.
Bye.
Jesus.
In the fire. All right, that's been listener questions. JB, try to reel it in.
Fine.
Bonk. Go to horny jail.
Now,
Send him to the sex dungeon. He needs to get it out of his system. Go play
that's
laser
what
tag
that's
in the
for.
sex
That's
dungeon.
what that's for, Billy. When you're too horny. Now, before we move on, we here at Head to Head, a video game podcast, do not believe ourselves to be the end-all be-all when it comes to passing judgment on video game battles. We are just 3, or maybe 4, guys with a passion for video games and implied violence. So, we'd like to extend the gavel to you, trusty listener, to help weigh in on what we call the Audience Head-to-Head. The Audience Head-to-Head is brought to you by Books on Film. From the company Audiobooks Incorporated comes a new product for the hearing impaired and book lovers alike, Books on Film. Give your ears a break and let your eyes take you on the magical journey of books.
Wait. What? Books on film?
Yeah, Books on Film.
Yeah,
You
I'm a
watch
subscriber.
the
It's
book.
great. Yeah, you ever read?
Is it just like a book that they film, or is it just a movie
I mean,
or
I watched
something?
the book Star Wars the other day. It was amazing.
What do you mean you watched
really
the book
good.
Star Wars?
You just watched the book Star Wars.
Yeah.
From Books on Film Incorporated.
This episode is breaking my brain. What do you guys... All right, go ahead. Books
So
on film.
last episode, we asked you to weigh in on what game had the best time control systems, Prince of Persia or Life is Strange. The results are now in, and I'm proud to announce a number of you voted for Life is Strange. Unfortunately, that number was lower than the other number. So Prince of Persia wins!
Vastly defeated. Yeah,
for
Prince
this-
of Persia.
So Prince of Persia wins. For this audience head-to-head, we're delving into spectator gaming with the question, which esport is more exciting to watch?
I like to watch.
Shaping up to be our most contentious battle to date, we're going to start a war on Twitter with the simple question, Dota 2 versus League of Legends.
Oh, no. That
You can find our poll on social media or reach out directly and help us answer this burning question.
This nation just began to heal. You're going to tear it asunder.
Ah, yeah.
I only
division.
like Strife
Don't bring us back.
and Chocobo.
Don't-
Don't bring us back to 2020. Don't do it, JP. Okay,
It was the best year ever.
all right, man.
Best year ever. Best year of my life.
Best year of my life, 2020.
I don't know. It's just a good year. I've had
All right.
a lot of bad years.
All right, Billy. Sorry for the interruption, man. I know we were gonna get to all about you and what you're about. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, can you tell the audience about your stream, what you do, what you're about?
Yeah, absolutely. So I stream.
Not so fast, bitches! It is I, the Inquisitor Harold. I heard there's new talent in the building today, and I need to make sure that you're a fit for GameCorp. Everyone's fawning over the potential new guy, but I need to make sure that you're right for the company. You, sir, what is your name?
Billy?
Yes, I knew that. Let me sit down, please. Scoot over.
Sorry, Billy.
Scoot over.
We had to all go through this. It just comes with the company.
Okay.
Yes. I've prepared a series of questions to vet you out to make sure you're right for this company.
Okay.
Your answers are paramount to your employment. Let's begin. The first question: what gives you the right to cast your shadow upon the visages of those clearly your inferior, to climb so high as to brush your fingers across the shores of Elysium while the competition lie gutted and wanting?
Yes. Yes, I do. What gives me the right? I have no idea, but I'm good at it. And yeah, I want to motivate other streamers to be as good, but not better than me. So I make all the money, and they don't.
Good answer.
Good answer. Yeah, that's got to be on the board.
Right, yeah,
Good answer,
Billy. Good answer. Yeah. Oh, we'll see. Question the second. As we all know, the price of corn per bushel is currently set at $5.38. Would you propose an additional 5% tax on farming equipment to offset the cost of subsidizing corn production in the Midwest?
Was that a question?
It may be the most important question of your life.
Oh, shit. So growing up, I listened to Korn. Does that answer the question?
You heard it here first. Billy-Vanilli, not for farmers. Question the third.
Farmers only is a different question.
You just lost.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, all right.
Good
yeah,
answer, Billy.
I thought that was good. I thought
Thank
that was
you,
good.
guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Question the third. When you were 11 years old, you let Brian Filbert fall down a well rather than try to pull him up. Before this fateful day, it was clear that he was the win for class clown in your school's yearbook. After this disappearance, you were chosen for this sacred role. I ask you today, Billy-Vanilli, would you do it again, knowing full well the outcome?
Yes.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Oh,
Good answer.
I really thought about that one too.
Concise.
Yeah. Okay.
Singular.
He deserved it.
What is your favorite sandwich that does not include meat, cheese, or bread?
Oh, it has to be a mayonnaise on mayonnaise sandwich.
Holy shit.
Just
Good.
mayonnaise.
Fucking answer, Billy. Good
Thank
answer.
you, guys. Thank you so much.
I was
Really
stunned.
hyping me
It's a
up
good
right now.
answer. I was just speechless, but it was a good answer.
The final question for tonight, to determine your employment with the illustrious company GameCorp. Will you tell the viewers out there a little about yourself?
Of course. So I've been gaming a very long time. First system that I played on was Atari and a Commodore 64 and then a Nintendo. I stream whenever I can. I don't really have a schedule right now, but I'm mostly on the Switch right now. Did some Mario Odyssey, Among Us, and some other stuff. Link, the Breath of the Wild. Just small streamer, started in October, made affiliate by November, and it's been a slow climb since then.
Mm-hmm.
Good answer. I think that was really good.
Yeah.
Really great.
Very good answer.
Sensual.
Yeah, I like it.
Provocative.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's something that would get you sent to the sex dungeon. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That
Is the
was-
chocobo going to be there?
You've heard it here first, dear listeners, and you will have the answer by the end of the episode. Good day!
We should start locking that door. Have you guys ever considered locking
I've never
that
even
door?
seen that guy before. What the hell was that?
Oh, he was at my Well, yeah, when they brought us over to the company, he interviewed me.
I interviewed him.
I just filled out a questionnaire.
Weird.
I felt intimidated, but I don't think that's the right word. Scared?
He evokes a new emotion that I don't think is on any chart or anything. Nothing I've seen on my therapist's posters. So
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's like it's not of our dimension.
Yeah,
Cool guy, though.
he's an emoji that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
basically.
He's the fifth emoji. Well, that was awkward and uncomfortable and kind of surprising, but that's par for the course. So while we send JB to horny jail, let's go ahead and break for the ad.
Hello again, it's me, Don Margarine, back with more exciting additions to the Don Margarine family of products. For over 50 years, we've provided authentic butter products to kitchens across the US, and we've recently received letters from our customers asking, what about our butter needs on the go? To help people cope with the hustle and bustle of the 21st century world, we're bringing you the all-new Don Margarine Iced Butter Pops. We take a stick of authentic Don Margarine butter, stick a stick in it, and stick that butter stick in the freezer for like 9 hours. What you get is a tasty frozen butter treat you can enjoy on the go, one whole stick at a time. Up next, we're branching out into the cosmetics market with Dawn's Butter Sheen Lip Gloss. We take our butter and whatever's a chapstick, Vaseline or something, I don't know, and mash it all up and put it in a tiny little tube. Now you too could have that signature Dawn Margarine Sheen, perfect for late night kisses. Mwah. No, let's get closer and make that count. Mwah. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Finally, we partnered with America's favorite messy tortilla chip to create Dawn's Cool Ranch Butter Bites. It's perfect for people who have nothing else to lose in life because that's just crazy. Buy our whole family of products at a grocery store near you. Now, back to the show.
Murder, intrigue, suspense, double agents? No, I'm not talking about early 2000s TV show Alias starring Hilary Swank's long-lost sister Jennifer Garner. No, not at all. Why would you even think that's what I'm talking about? I'm talking about whodunit games, the completely new genre of games sweeping the nation. These games exploded into popularity thanks to titles like Among Us and... well, that's about it. But the question remains, who done it better? Find out next on today's Head-to-Head Showdown.
Our first game in today's matchup is Among Us, the PC mobile hit made by Inner Sloth, makers of Dig to China and the Henry Stickmin series, and all the other Newgrounds games that couldn't make it into the leap to being profitable. This is a simple social imposter game where you'll play one of the 10 bean-shaped spacemen running around the 2D top-down maps just trying to get through your day job of menial tasks while simultaneously praying that your coworker doesn't French tongue your brain out of your head with his disgusting disguised alien mouth. In this game, you'll endure the limited vocabulary of teens and mobile users as they throw out messages so encoded and short that you'll think they were transcribed from Morse code. Yet, somehow they're able to convince your fellow bean peoples to unjustly throw you out the airlock. And should you be blessed with the role of imposter, get ready for a CIA level of surveillance as your fellow players never let you out of their sight and will always walk in on you doing the deed, like you're a hormonal teenager who forgot to lock the door right after Googling Sandy from SpongeBob Rule 34 on your dad's laptop while you thought your mom wasn't home and... oh, my bad, that was kind of sus, huh? I swear it wasn't me.
All right, let's talk about Among Us, the crazy indie hit that became popular because of streamers. I heard the devs were actually working on an Among Us 2 just to like do something until it exploded in popularity, and they focused all their efforts into Among Us 1, I guess. So I want to hear it from a streamer's perspective. Billy, tell us about Among Us.
I really dig Among Us, especially when it first got big. It's depending on how you like to play it. So before we got proximity chat, we were just in Discord with our cams on and just talking shit to each other as we were playing. Like, we had proximity, and then they have it now where you can install it and all these other mods you can do, like the sheriff mod and all this other stuff that they're trying to keep it relative. Yeah. And they promised us a new map 6 months ago. That we still haven't gotten, with ladders and moving platforms and all this cool shit, like the customization and all the good stuff. But I still enjoy it. I still have a group that I play with at least once a week. But it's fun to try to trick your friends, I guess, lie, quote, air quotes, to your friends of, being in electrical or wherever you are. But it's fun to suss random people too, especially if you're playing with randoms. Playing with randoms is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, and obviously we've all played it, but even before we decided this was going to be a match. And even though I think it's a very simplistic game and I think it can tire out easy, when I did like it, I have to say I think it has like good value. That's kind of a lame word, but like I think, it was highly approachable. It was simple and it was easy to have fun, especially if you're brand new to it. Mm-hmm. And that game's still going. I checked the Steam stats because I thought it was going to have a steep drop-off. But I guess these new mods, people being able to play the way they want. Like you were saying, there's mods so that you can add proximity chat so that your voice kind of fades as you move away instead of being able to just talk to anybody in the map.
And they're trying to implement things from the other games that are in the showdown today. With the sheriff, and there's a jester one. There's all these different ones.
What's the sheriff thing? Explain that.
So sheriff is, you saw the two imposters, and then with the sheriff, they guess the imposters. If they kill them, then great. If they don't, if they choose the wrong person, then the sheriff dies.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And then I saw you guys. There's one more mod, or maybe it's a set of rules. You guys played the hide and seek version. Which I thought was really cool, like really fun.
Hide and seek's actually really fun. It's not a mod per se; it's just kind of like a game mode if you don't have enough people. So basically, it's you turn the visibility way down for the crewmates, and there's only one imposter. They have to tell them who the imposter is, and then you cut comms so they can't see the tasks. And then it's either really high speed or really low speed for walking. Yeah. I like low speed because I think it's hilarious. It's like watching Scream and Drew Barrymore is running away from the guy. And she's like, no, don't kill me. Really slow motion. But everybody else that I play with likes it high speed. But you just have to kill them all before the taskbar gets full. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, and so it's the imposter is the seeker, let's say. He's looking for the survivors or whatever, the crewmates.
Right.
And he has the reduced vision, so the crewmates can see him coming and they have to like try to hide from his reduced vision.
Right.
And that's so fun.
Yeah, the crewmates actually don't have that good a vision either. So it's like watching their little pitter patters and their little line sight of their feet. It's I enjoy that more than regular Among Us.
Yeah, and I think that's why I got burnt out, because I played with strangers and I played just the normal modes, but you guys and your whole group just kept going on different styles. I think that's how you guys kept it fresh.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We did some styles too. So like when we played with randoms, like maybe we would have one or two fills, we would come up with a game in Discord to fuck with those two people. And I think that was the most fun I've ever had with that game. We would be like following one of the two randoms around, and then we would all vote for the other one.
Oh yeah, psychological warfare
with their mind.
Yeah, just totally everybody in the chat saying like, this guy's sus, this guy went vent, totally. Yeah, we're all agreed. I saw him. Okay. Then we all vote for somebody else. And the guy that isn't in the group is like, what is going on? And then every once in a while, they would just walk into a room with all of us standing in a circle, not saying anything, or like weird stuff like that. Which is hilarious. Like, breaking somebody's brain is a new emergent gameplay that you could just do. There's nothing to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about you, Jake? What was your experience with Among Us?
Well, so unfortunately, I had a lot more experience playing Among Us solo versus you guys. I got to join in on a few games with you guys, even in the past, like when we had more time. I only got to play sometimes. So I got to speak on like Among Us Classic and playing with randoms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for the most part, I think I had a pretty good time. I wish I had that social aspect that you guys had where you get to actually like strategize and enjoy it with your friends and things like that. And I think the point of all these games tonight is it's social. Like it's social. And what better way to play a social game than with your social circle, really? So
it's so much sweeter when it's with your friends. It can be with strangers, but
absolutely.
There's so much more with friends.
Absolutely. What I want to say about Among Us is versus the two other games in tonight's showdown or cage match, really. Last man standing, baby.
Three-way.
Yeah, Among Us definitely is the shortest per round game of the three. The other two can actually be substantially longer than Among Us. And usually I'm in it for the long haul. I like games that can give me hours and hours of entertainment, of joy, things like that. That's just the style of games that I play. I gotta say, I really appreciate it that Among Us keeps the rounds pretty short. The action is always there. You never go more than a couple minutes without something happening, either the emergency button or finding a body, like stuff like that. It's short. People jump up, they argue, they throw sus everywhere. And it's quick, man. You go up, you be like, blue sus, and they're like, nuh-uh, and then everyone votes for blue, and blue was not sus. And out the airlock they go. Yeah. And the round is over before you know it. Everyone's back to playing. Not everyone, I think not everyone exactly looks for that in these types of games, because these games go back to like pen and paper stuff. But I gotta say, for this style of game, I am so glad that it's over so quick, because it's always just bam, bam, bam. Let's do it. There's a lot of action to a whodunit game, which I think there usually isn't. Well, so yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, and you're now talking about the merits of it, which I think you're so right, because especially we're comparing this to the two other games. Among Us is pick it up and put it down.
Yeah,
it does not ask a lot of you, and maybe the gameplay isn't the most like complex or engaging or intricate or like smartly designed, but it's fun. Pick it up, have some fun, talk some weird stuff to stranger, accuse people, and there's not a lot of penalty for just jumping on and having fun. So the simplicity and the approachability of it is a huge plus against these other games.
Yeah, absolutely.
JB, what do you think else is good with this game? How does it win over the rest?
I think Among Us has this sort of flavor. And it knows what it's doing, and it does just that, and it does it just well enough to be a game.
Mm-hmm. You talk about how it's memeable, how it's like...
It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Old Town Road. You know, it's like...
I don't know. Go for it.
I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. It's like that. As a game, you know, it's just, it is what it is, and it's catchy, and it's enjoyable.
Catchy is a good word for it.
Yeah.
For a couple listens, and then it's not that great anymore, but you look at it fondly. It's like the Backstreet Boys, okay?
It's so funny that you were making no sense up until you said it was catchy, and it all fucking clicked.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
It's catchy.
It's catchy. Fucking dude. Nowhere in your incoherent, drunk rambling did you ever make anything that sounded like a reasonable argument until you said that. Sorry, that's a Billy Madison line, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. I thought I was making a reference.
It's a reference in your heart, man. But yeah, catchy is a great word for it. Like this, again, it exploded in popularity due in part to streamers, and this became so popular it was memeified, and that's like the highest honor of internet popularity. And in fact, it was again like we're talking upper echelons of popularity whenever it first hit the scene. Like everyone was playing it. Celebrities were jumping on stream to play it. Politicians like AOC were on stream playing it. Like, when does that ever fucking happen for a game? Like, when this was hot and fresh, and I'm not discounting it now because a lot of people still play it, but whenever this was hot and fresh, like a Little Caesars pizza, yum yum, this was a phenomenon, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's games with high quality design get the numbers of 1 through 10. They get the rankings, they get the quality. But games with such approachability get the numbers in the millions. They get the people. And like people latched onto this. Or is it game of the year? Is it the best game design? No. Can millions of people play it and instantly have fun? Yes. And that's worth a lot, honestly.
It really is.
So, yeah, I think they made Flash games before this. You imagine that? You're making like little Flash games, then you make this like little mobile free game, and then you put it on Steam, and this happens? Like, that's an indie developer's dream. So, hats off to them. You know, it's not the latest Red Dead, but like, I mean, kudos to them for making this. Billy, what do you love about this? Why do you play it?
I love the social aspect of it. If we're going to be honest, I personally don't like streaming this game because I'm usually the first one to die. And that's not good content.
I'm going to say I've watched his streams. I've been in them. Billy dies whenever he streams it. He's the first person down, and you just get to watch him be a ghost. It's Ghost Simulator for Billy.
Yeah. It's crewmate simulator for me, and it's always I don't have a good time streaming this game, but I'm also not the big name streamers that have these big content creator YouTube videos and all that. But aside from that, I enjoy this game for the social aspect of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. But okay, so with all that said, there's got to be some downsides to this indie-made game that's approachable to everybody. There's got to be a turn of the coin, a flip side. So let's say, Jake, what do you think's bad about this?
Well, I mean, I think JB already touched on it, right? It is like a top 40 hit. You love it, you love it, you love it, and then a week later, it's still the same. It's still the same. It's still the same. It's still the same. There's 3 maps now, which are cool. I would say like some of the maps are better than the others. I actually really like the Polis map, and that's such a love letter to the thing. But it's so samey, and it sounds like I didn't get to play with any of the mods, so I can't talk on that. But it sounds like modding is keeping it fresh,
alive.
Yeah, but there's a balance between approachability and innovation, right? It's so approachable, but it's so simple and so samey. You experience the entirety of the game in a match or two. Yeah, I mean, it's really up to you and how much you socialize. Like after a few matches, it just becomes a vehicle for socialization, really. So I think that's its major downside is you got the whole game in a few matches, right?
It's repetitive.
Yeah.
And I think what you're also saying, too, is for people like me that want more out of the gameplay. Like you're saying it's a vehicle to be social and you get to talk and accuse and have that kind of fun there. But for me, I was wishing there was more to it. And some of these other games do have more going on with the gameplay. It's not just a means to an end. It's actual gameplay, which Among Us can kind of be a means to an end. It's just like, hey, do these things so that you can just talk shit to people. These are all just so you can talk shit and accuse people and then laugh when you're wrong or right or everything. But the gameplay isn't crazy good. You walk up, you pull some flash style levers. You click a switch and it moves, but like, is it crazy engaging? Is it the best game design ever? No. JB, how about you? You have anything against this game?
I mean, I have the same thing against it as I have for it. Like, it's all this. It's a very catchy pop music game
That gets stuck
and
in
it's
your
great.
head.
I will remember it like 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now. I'll be like, remember Among Us?
Yeah.
But I'm not actually going to go out and listen to it, but I know all the words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what this game is in a nutshell.
I'm just thinking of those songs that get stuck in your head and you love them, but then you're like, ugh. And they become such a slog.
I get
to,
it,
like,
man.
get
It's
there.
like, what? It's like Achy Breaky Heart. We all know how to sing
Oh,
Achy
yes.
Breaky Heart. Nobody's
Exactly.
out there listening to Achy Breaky Heart, but we all know how to sing it, right?
Does anybody ever get tired of Achy Breaky Heart? I feel like you can play that on repeat like 200 times in a row, and you will
Right.
still love it the 201st time.
Yeah, Achy Breaky Heart is a song that even people who hate music know all the words to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and Among Us is a
Down,
game that
down my
even
heart.
non-gamers play.
That's
My Achy
true.
Breaky Heart.
I was on a conference
I
call.
just
This is
don't
legitimate.
think
I was
you'll
on a
understand.
conference call the other day, and I was like, "Hey, let's do something fun." And one of these, like, people were like, "What if we play Among Us?" I was like, "What? You want to play Among Us?" It's like, "Yeah, I've been playing it with some friends, blah 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 blah." And it's like, this person is not a gamer.
Yeah.
It was very surprising to me to hear them say Among Us.
There's people who've asked me to play with them, like message me, hey, you want to play? And I'm like, you shouldn't even be involved with technology. You should be
don't
on
go
this.
here.
Exactly.
You don't belong
Go
here. Like, not to keep them out, but I was just like, you? You want to play a mobile game. Like, that's not your bag. I'm sorry. That's just like not you. But everybody loves it. That's how much you can pick it up. And that's how easy it is.
Yeah, the Candy Crushers are Among Us.
Oh my.
You can play Candy Crush anywhere.
Don't think yourself a modern philosopher just because you're nailing these little quotables, all right? You're just getting lucky. Just because I identify with them doesn't mean you're clever or something. I don't know.
All right, so that was Among Us, probably the quickest whodunit game on the market. It's catchy, it's in your head, but is that a good thing? All right, Cowboy, take it away.
Our second contender in today's matchup is Town of Salem, another browser-intended game that somehow found its way onto Steam when developer Blank Media Games remembered that money was a thing that they wanted. This is an online social deduction game, similar to a virtual board game, but leans less on the game and more on the board, if you ask me. Yes, its gameplay is heavily inspired by college lectures, what with the sitting around doing nothing mixed with the extensive note-taking. I mean, you're writing down what each of the 15 players did what, and to whom, and when they did it, and where, and why.
Cowboy.
In this game, you'll be blasted back to the Salem witch trials to join a group of townies who can have one of 48 different hidden roles, so that you can all deliberate over the mind-blowing implications of waking up to randomly find a dead body in the morning with zero clues. In this historically accurate timepiece, you'll have to learn the ancient archaic language of abbreviations and numbers that are pasted into the chat with zero context, none of which you'll have any idea what it means. But don't worry, you'll be too busy dying that night with never knowing what anyone's saying, or who even killed you, or what your purpose was, or really anything at all. Then again, that's kind of how we all go, isn't it? Sorry, that was dark, because my role is the depressor.
All right, Kings, it's time to talk about Town of Salem. Now, I know that opinions are going to be strong during this portion of our podcast, but still, since we do have a guest, I want Mr. Billy-Vanilli to lead us off and tell us about, how you felt about this game when you played it.
All right. Honesty time. So there's two things that I liked about this game, and that was the trolling. Most of the time when I typed in the chat, I would tell people that I was an electrical or navigation or just whatever. And the other part that I liked was the roles. The roles were cool, to be the jailer or whatever else you could be.
Naughty nurse
was my favorite. And that's really the extent of the things that I enjoyed about this game. Don't really have anything else nice to say about it.
Well, let's hear some bad about it, man.
A fellow hater? Am I getting that right?
It's fucking boring.
Thank you.
It's boring. You have to type notes, and they use the description. You write, well, on night 1, I saw this, but you didn't see shit because they're all in their houses. It's so dumb.
You keep like a Renaissance era journal.
Yeah.
On night 1, the British attacked.
I'm writing with my ink pen.
August 1st, 1723. I sucked off a werewolf. I may have lycanthropy.
Back to jail.
Back to horny jail. Bonk.
But yeah, realistically, I can see why people do like this game because it's got some fun aspects to it. I just don't find them fun, and it's just not for me. To me, it's like the same people that enjoys a game I tried to get into. There was a guy that we worked with back when we were the old company, and he loved Crusader Kings. And he talked it up so much. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. I'll be a king. I'll kill my son so that I can marry this person over here. Politics, intrigue. I'm like, dude, that sounds dope. Game of Thrones, the game. Mm-hmm. I got on it. I'm like, this is too much. I don't want to do all this. I don't want to remember these people. And that's what this game kind of was to me. I'm like, maybe if you love massive heaps of complexity and remembering stuff and note-taking and diving deep, then great, it's for you. Frank, if you love that stuff, if you love heavy involved games, if you like the payoff of like figuring it all out like a tough puzzle, it's for you. For me, my two favorite things were the quit button and the uninstall button. Those were amazing buttons. The best design buttons of the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, if we're talking about just incorrect opinions, then that's fine.
That's my own fucking bite. That's my own like insult you just used against me. So
yeah, because it's apt. I mean, I'm picking up what you're laying down because this game. All right, you're talking about, it's too complex, it's too crazy. It's literally like,
is that what I said?
I'm a sheriff. I can tell if someone's bad. All right, is this guy bad? Yes. That's the game.
Yeah.
You're like, it's too crazy. I said, is this guy bad? And he was. What do I do now? It's like you just tell people they're bad. Or you take a note out of Billy's notebook and you just fuck with people.
Yes.
It's a fun game. You're taking it way too seriously. It's a video game. You just go out there, you have fun, you fuck with people, you find out who the baddie is, you vote for him.
Well, I was intimidated by the people who took it seriously, and they were Sherlock Holmes. They had extensive lists of who did what, and I don't even know how they knew.
And they were wrong 80% of the time.
I don't know. People had stuff where, like Frank, the way it works is you do a day thing and you talk, and then night comes, and everybody clicks a few buttons, they do their secret stuff, and you think maybe there's a debrief where it says, this happened to him. No, you just wake up the next morning and everybody has to figure it out. It's not intuitive at all. Mm-mm. I mean, the trolling people is a great way to have fun with it. There's the death note is the wrong way to say it. That's already something. What am I talking about? JB, what's that thing that you can write on called?
It's like a last will and testament, basically. Like you write down, but if you're not dead, you can write things in a notepad, which will be viewable by people after you die.
When you die, it's like a message. It's like a suicide note, except it's a murder note.
Yeah. So you would write down things like, hey, guys, listen, I'm the sheriff. I can tell who bad people are. Number 4 is a bad guy. And you just look at the list of people, and the fourth one down has a number 4 by it, and it has a name. That's the bad guy, right? And as long as people believe you that you're the sheriff, then easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I wrote on that?
What?
After I died, all they read was, I'm going to play Among Us.
You all are turbo nerds. I'm going to go play Among Us.
So
This is boring.
I want to touch on that as well. So as far as I saw, I didn't see any. In Town of Salem, there isn't a tutorial. There isn't really anything to teach you.
No.
It's really community driven. Now, I would say one of the main pieces of gameplay is actually your will, because it does show up after you die. Now, the will is like your main note-taking thing as well. You have your own notepad, but it's not really that useful to your other players.
Only if you want to hide stuff.
Only if you want to hide stuff.
When you die.
So the will, every single round, you're in your will filling it out. Now, it isn't just taking notes like saying, I think Grubby Nubs might be sus today. I don't know. I'm this guy. Yada. No, the community has created this crazy Town of Salem abbreviation game.
Language, yeah.
Yeah, it's a language where if there's 15 people playing, you list 1 through 15, and then you start guessing like number 1, and they abbreviate everything, like number 1 GS, number 2 XE, number 3 Vigi, number 4 fucking escort, whatever the escort one is.
Yeah.
And then it goes on from there. It could be like N1 RT visited LT. Yeah. N2 sus visit GF. Like, what is this? When you jump into it at first, and we all had this issue as well because we didn't watch videos and stuff. When we jumped into this game, the vets, and this game does have a small but really tight-knit community of people who really take this seriously and play it. They start throwing out these abbreviations, and it's like a paragraph of abbreviations. And
it's like hieroglyphics.
It's like hieroglyphics. You're staring at it and you're like, what the fuck is happening in this game? It's okay. It evoked the same feeling of walking into the wrong conference or like the wrong college class or something. You walk in and they're going through and you're like, fuck, I thought this was my English class and they're doing calculus right now. Like, what is happening? It's Town of Salem is it's unapproachable. It's very hard to approach.
It's the opposite of Among Us. It is anti-approachable.
Yes, that's why we chose it as well. Well, there's actually 2 reasons why we chose it. One is that it's the hypothesis of is that even the right word? I just used a word and I couldn't define it. Jesus.
Is it antithesis?
Antithesis. There it is. There it is. The antithesis. It's the antithesis of Among Us. It is long and complicated. It's the whodunit game for individuals. Fuck, intellectuals. It's for individuals. No, it's the.
If you were more than one person, don't play this game.
Right? Yeah. It's the whodunit game for intellectuals. I like to say
intellectuals.
Yeah. Yeah. It's as pen and paper as you can get in a game. This game is for people who love taking notes and love writing shit down and speculating. And that's it. Like, that's the whole game. Like, let's paint a picture. Whenever you play Town of Salem, after the lobby, you get to pick cool characters. Like, Town of Salem has a cool customization thing, your house, your characters, stuff like that.
Yeah.
When I saw...
It's got neat little sprite characters that you can pick out that are fun. And they all have their own animations for, like, attacking and dying and all that. So that's a plus.
Yeah. And whenever you see all these colorful stuff on the main menus and all that, you're like, wow, this game looks really fun. And then it starts. And then you just see a screen with all the houses in a circle and timers start going down and things just like roll into events and timers. And people are throwing abbreviations at you. And if you're not fucking hip to it, you're lost. And, oh, buddy, this game is so unapproachable. Did any of I think 3 out of 4 of us did not have any fun playing this game, but I suspect that JB had a lot of fun playing this game. JB, why don't you tell us about what you liked about it?
Yeah, I mean, because my opinions are correct, so I'll definitely tell you.
Let's hear it.
The objective answer.
Hubris.
You're taking it way too seriously. Like, you think way too highly and lowly at the same time, which is very strange about this game. It's just a game. Like, yes, every game has its own intricacies. Every game has its own words and acronyms and whatever. I mean, think about like, okay, so if you're comparing this game to like Counter-Strike and somebody says, oh, go check out Heaven.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, Heaven is up. I don't know. Like, up? Do I look up? Like, it's so much harder to play a game of Counter-Strike and communicate with people than it is to play a game of Town of Salem.
Yeah.
And people play Counter-Strike in the millions. So you're just wrong, first of all. Second of all, it's a game. It's a hidden role game. You go, okay, okay, fair enough. I will concede that it is weird the first couple times you play it. Like the first
Deeply
3 rounds,
confusing.
I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then I went, wait a minute. I'm a thing that does a thing. Let me do that thing. And then I did that thing and I learned about some other things. And then I go, okay, so number 4 is a bad guy. Like, it wasn't difficult. I'm a dummy. Okay? I'm a dummy when it comes to a lot of games, especially multiplayer games. But I was able to figure it out just fine. It's a fun game.
I think what you're saying is don't have anxiety about it. Just fucking play like a dummy. If you're a dummy at this game, play like a dummy until you get it.
Exactly. You'll figure it out eventually. I mean, and I am an introverted motherfucker. Okay. Yeah. I don't like talking to people. I need to have like 3 or 4 whiskey drinks before I even get on this podcast because I'm antisocial.
You drink
probably
at work?
On the spectrum at some point. Ooh. Don't tell Terry.
Why not tell Terry?
I think Terry
he's in HR.
I think Terry be into it, but
I thought you meant Terry would like take advantage of the fact that you're a little buzz. Don't tell Terry. My inhibitions are lowered.
I mean, I do like Darkwing Duck.
That costume was hot.
It was a good costume.
But
the point of it is, like, I even went out and went, what does CC mean? I just asked the question. What does CC mean? And they said counterclaim.
Counterclaim, yeah.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, so basically that means if somebody says, I'm the sheriff, you can say ICC sheriff, which means I counterclaim sheriff, which is a necessity because of what you said was the rounds are too quick.
Yeah.
So by necessity, you have to make acronyms.
I argued with JB on this extensively after we played. I'm going to give him some merit. He was right. As soon as I began to... Everybody hates sucking at stuff. They don't want to admit they suck at it. They don't want to actively suck at it. And so I don't want to ask people questions and say, I don't know what this is. How does this work? How does this work? I don't want to admit I suck. But he was right. As soon as I started like engaging with the people in the game and saying, yo, what should I be doing? What is this? What happens when it says somebody attacked you and you blocked it or you were saved by somebody else? Because it's all archaic. It's like somebody didn't have enough attack to get past your defense that somebody else provided you. And you're like, cool, whatever that means. Yeah, that's whatever you're talking about for you. But like JB said, as soon as you start talking to people, engage in this social deception game, this social game, it starts to work out. So you have to get over whatever hangups you have about talking, engaging in boring small talk with other people you don't know. Mm-hmm. Just do it. Just get out there.
It's very similar to Among Us in that aspect where you're like, so... You know, red guy says black sus. And if you just go, oh my gosh, he's a genius. How does he know this shit? Like, you're going to have a bad time. Mm-hmm. But if you go, why is he sus? And he goes, I saw him vent. Then you go, okay.
And then you challenge him. You say, what's a vent?
Sure.
What does it mean to be I?
Can you say that same sentence in 14 acronyms, please?
Vent is, I feel like vent is an acronym almost.
If you're on mobile, eye emoji, and then, just like of a eye with an iris and a pupil, eye, and then the saw emoji. You could do the whole thing with emojis. I saw him vent. All emojis.
Yeah. I mean, sus. Think about sus.
Just sus. It's like SOS,
C, VT, N, AT. That would be if you fucking try to play symbol. Among Us like Town of Salem.
Fair. That's fair.
And that's it,
I
though.
mean, that's a legitimate point of view.
I'm gonna put. Okay, I never even said the second reason why we chose this game. It's because people on Reddit said it was better than Among Us, and I was like, cool. Then it must be, right? So we chose it. But just to circle around, I didn't want to leave that hanging for the people paying attention. But man, the entirety of this game is note taking and then typing at people. I'm gonna CC your fun and say that this game, even at its core, when you get it, so fucking boring. There's so many roles that are so not fun to play, and they have so many roles that you can play. Like, what's a really not fun one? Lookout. Lookout sucks butt. Lookout sucks butt. You know, the
Random villager.
Yeah. You know, the last 3 games that I played, I got Lookout 3 times in a row. I got Lookout 3 times in a row. After just watching 45 minutes of other people having fun, I uninstalled the game. I was so fucking done with this game. And
push a button, wait to die. That's Lookout.
That's just shitty luck.
I played other roles as well, and I didn't like any of them. I'm sorry, man. I don't like this game.
You know what it is to me? So it makes sense. So the people who go and play Among Us and they go instantly, oh, baby game. Where's my big brain time? You know, where's that at? And they go to Reddit, of course they fucking do, and they go, yo, baby game Among Us, and people go, yeah, baby game, Town of Salem, big brain time, and they go, hell yeah, big brain time. It's a demographic thing.
It is.
Of course, Reddit's going to recommend that the complete opposite, because the only people who are going to complain about the highly approachable game is people that look down on it and are like, oh, that mobile hit, that game that everyone can have fun on. Give me something that is so exclusive and just gatekeeping, restricted. Only the best cream of the crop can play this game.
Preach.
If you love this game, I'm sorry, but you're not wrong. Yes, most people will hate it, and you are special because you like this game that most people hate. Maybe not in the best way that you're special, but fuck it, you're special. So good for you. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be derisive or trying not to talk down to anybody, but yeah, you do your special little game that makes you feel good.
I feel attacked.
Oh, JB, you're still here.
But I also feel correct.
Oh, hey, Billy, final thoughts, because we kind of know how you felt about it. You were the key ingredient to say that we hated it, but final thoughts on this.
Yeah, convince me I'm a shitbag.
I mean, so looking at the gameplay and the note taking and the acronyms, and there's no good about this game to me besides shit talking and trolling. And I don't like you guys are saying about the roles. The roles are, I don't have fun with any of them either. Yeah. They're kind of boring to me, and the way that Among Us has like the sheriff role is different from the way Town of Salem has it. But I enjoy the way that Among Us has it because you can die by shooting the wrong person and not just being killed. I don't know. I didn't really play a lot of it because I got annoyed and irritated with it and uninstalled it really quickly, if I'm being honest. But I don't see any good to this game. But
that's your truth, Queen. Preach.
Okay, can I just
okay.
I gotta defend this game. This game is like one of those Netflix series that somebody really says, like, you should seriously watch this. It's so good. And you watch the first episode and you're like, and you watch the second episode and you're like, and you watch the third episode and you're like, okay, I kind of get it. And they're like, no, seriously, it doesn't get good until like episode 6. But once that episode hits, like, you'll be hooked. And if you have the tenacity, if you have the cojones, if you have the big brain, you watch until episode 6 and you go, oh shit, yeah, okay, I get it now. And as soon as that moment happens, you're set. And you're like, okay, this is a really good Netflix series game, whatever this metaphor is. That's what Town of Salem is. You just have to give it the old college try. You can't give up.
I would just rather play something that's fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, fair.
All right. I'm going to give a little bit of merit to JB. This game may not be everything to everyone, but for a select few of people, this is the perfect game that stimulates...
Well, I wouldn't say that.
This game sucks.
It fucking sucks. Well, that was Town of Salem.
Well, that
Take
was
your
Town
notes,
of Salem.
babies.
The whole butthole. It sucks the whole butthole.
It sucks the whole butthole.
Speaking of buttholes, Cowboy, what's our third game?
I'm glad you asked, asshole. Our third contender in today's matchup is Project Winter, the cool new game from the developer with the most confusing name since From Software, Other Ocean Group. Nice name, guys. This is a 8-person winter survival social deception game where you'll leave the safety of a log cabin at the heart of the map to brave the isometric tundras full of wolves, bears, berries, and bunkers. Oh my! All in search of random cogs and motherboards in an effort to repair the generic objective so that you can call in the win scenario. You'll plant campfires and consume raw elk meat in an effort to preserve your death for the ice-cold killer that you've been traveling with all along. Yes, in this multiplayer Donner Party game, you'll be romping around with mic-abusing strangers in order to open the 3-man multi-switch doors, gather an overabundance of stone and wood, and craft tons of helpful supplies that'll be completely wasted because you'll fail to notice that everyone has already escaped. There is a number of roles, all with their own special little skills that in no way help you from becoming an outtake for Leonardo DiCaprio's The Revenant. Should you be lucky enough to land the role of traitor, however, you will have a partner in crime who does not talk to you, and a constant snow trail that leads back to every misdeed that you have done. However, you can look forward to those sweet little moments of luring a trusting survivor out to the most isolated parts of the woods so that you can unfold your plan for the perfect murder, only to miss and then engage in the most awkward dialogue-filled chase scene not set to Benny Hill music.
Our last contender of the night, Project Winter. Once again, I want Billy-Vanilli to take it away and tell us how he thought about this relatively new contestant in the whodunit genre.
All right, thanks, Jake. So I feel like this is a great concept. I feel like the artwork on it's beautiful, a very vast above the other two games. It's got a great, it's eye appealing. I do like the concept of the escaping, and you can exile the people you think are the enemy, and they have to survive like bear attacks and wolf attacks, and they have to just survive. It's a survival game mixed with the whodunit game, and I think that's great.
Yeah, I gotta agree with him. Like, I think it adds a little bit that I need, because I can't depend on the social part of it alone. I like the addition of gameplay. And in this one, actually, I talked to people. I asked people to come with me. I told people what my role was. I'm like, I'm the chef this match. I'm going to be cooking. So the addition of some very light, simple kind of exponentialism of the gameplay, I think lends very well. It's the direction I wanted to see it go in. So I loved it too.
Jake, what about you? What do you think about this game?
Okay, so I would say definitely, at least in this round of playing games, Project Winter kind of scratched that itch for me, man. It's a happy medium between the simplicity of Among Us and the complexity of Town of Salem. It has multiple roles. It has more things to do. Like, on top of finding out who did it, you're also surviving in the wilderness and completing more complex tasks than Among Us. But it doesn't sour it with heavy-handed intellectual gameplay. I'm going to keep going there.
Yeah.
Man, it's good. And Cowboy said it right, man. Out of all the games, I think I mean, contrary to even like the core of what Town of Salem really is, I think I really did communicate more and had more fun talking to people in Project Winter than I did with any of the other games. Because the whole design of the game, you have to talk to people and you have to work together to do stuff, or you get nothing done. Like, everything about it is forcing people to work together. Like, there are bunkers strewn across the map, and in order to open up these bunkers, you need multiple people to do it, and you have to talk to people to get it done. Like, hey, let's go open these bunkers. Let's go do this. Let's go do this. The roles, you have to say what your roles are. It's not 40,000 fucking roles who do mildly different things or useless things. It's roles that actually matter and have, like, you know, a group dynamic to it. Y'all work together, and if you guys can talk and work together and play your roles well, you can survive. And on the flip side, being the bad guy is way more interesting too, because you're not just a bad guy with a knife gonna stab someone. The bad guy gets extra cool stuff too, right? Like the bad guy gets perks like there are caches around the map that only traders, is it traders in this game? Yeah, traders can open up. And in these caches, it's like boosting energy drinks, it's fucking guns and crossbows and smoke grenades and landmines and all this crazy stuff. So there are a lot of survivors working together for these tasks, and there's a lot of communication there, but the trader has all these tools too to really get in there and get it done. Also, I want to point it out right away. One thing that I loved about Project Winter is it has a tutorial. So you go into the game knowing exactly what you're going to be doing. And it has different game modes that vary in complexity. Like you can go the very basic route where it's very simple tasks. It's quick. The traders have to really fucking get moving and start shooting people up or the good guys win. There's the medium mode, which is actually a lot harder. Yeah, it's normal, yeah. But I figure it's, like easy, medium, hard. But normal mode is like medium. It's the right balance of hard on both sides. And in that mode, I found the most fun working with people. I'm going to throw it out there real quick too, because I really, there's a lot that I liked about this game. It's pretty. And not just compared to Town of Salem and Among Us, which is just flat animated characters on a flat plane. And Project Winter is a 3D game that you get to explore a big 3D environment. It's pretty. There are really unique areas to discover as you play. So there's a really fun exploration part to it too. Like it's not just walking to the map and doing the thing and you know where things are. It's you walk into this place and what is this? Oh, it's a cave. And you walk in and suddenly you're in this really cool dynamic shot of this really huge cavern. And it's so pretty. There's so many shots like that in this game that like there's a lot of eye candy to go around in Project Winter. And I really love that.
Yeah. In itself, the art direction was pretty cool. I liked it. And like you said, when you only have Among Us and Town of Salem, which looks like a Flash game from 2005 to compare it to, like, but in itself, it has a really cool art direction. I like it. It's got kind of a good palette. It's very simplistic. And then I also wanted to say, as far as balancing, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. It is Baby Bear. It is right in the middle. The approachability of Among Us versus the in-depthness of Town of Salem. This hits the middle on a lot of markers. Mm-hmm. And that can be hard because when you, and I think both those games are an example, when you include more gameplay and more stuff to do, it detracts from the social element. But I think this, and it's not perfect, but it's got enough gameplay to keep you busy and keep you focused, but you still remember to be social. Yeah, I mean, I talk to people. I would tell them to come with me. I would talk to people about like, hey, I found this up here. Can you come with me? I would trust people. In Among Us, people walk near you, and that's your trigger for social. You're like, I saw them. They were near me. You didn't depend on them to complete an objective. You don't even care about their tasks. But in this game, you were like, we are working together.
Yeah.
In Town of Salem, you don't know fuck all what anybody else is doing. You don't trust anybody. You don't even know what anybody is doing or who they are or anything. In this game, you'll come to recognize somebody's voice in a whole of 10 minutes. You'll be like, I know that guy's voice. I know his name. I know whether or not he's a mic spamming jackass. I know whether or not he gave me food for no reason. You remember these people, and very quickly they attach to you. I think it's an excellent example of that mid-grounds. It's not too involved. It's not too uninvolved. This is a great game. It needs some work. It's got a lot more to go, but I love the idea. I love the concept. I think they found a groove. They just need to wedge themselves in a little more.
I have never both agreed and disagreed with something so heavily in my entire life. Like, everything you said was 100% accurate, but your conclusions were just wrong.
Fuck you.
Just
So
wrong.
controversial.
Like, yes, it is.
I like
Kind of like Among Us and kind of like Town of Salem. But the conclusion is not, yeah, it's the best of both worlds. The conclusion is it's not as good as Among Us, and it's not as good as Town of Salem. Like, it's a half-assed recreation of both games. They threw them together, and they're like, you know what's fun? Minecraft. Let's punch some trees. And they threw that shit in there. And it's not good. It's not good. It's not a good game. It is boring.
Hard disagree, buddy.
It is
my God.
boring. Oh, you come out of this tent, and you're like, okay,
doubt.
I'm a survivor. Great. Let me punch this tree real quick. Oh, there's the 6 guys punching the same rock.
All right.
Cool.
You see,
and then it's like, oh, great. We found a thing. Hey, everybody, come over here. And then you get in the thing and you all grab the stuff and you fix the thing. And then you get on the helicopter and the round's over. And it's like, what the fuck is this game? And then even when you're the bad guy, you're like, all right, I got a poison crossbow. This'll do some damage. And you're off in the very corner of the map, 8,000 miles away from town. And you shoot this guy and he runs all the way to town as you shoot him in the ass because he's a bullet sponge. And they live for fucking ever. And they're yelling the whole time, hey, JB's the bad guy. JB's the bad guy. And then you hear people 4 miles away going, oh, it's JB? JB's the bad guy? Okay, let's exile him.
see, JB, I think what the problem here is you're taking the game too seriously. I think at the end of the day, this is just a video game, right? You can't go in there and be like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to forge with stuff. You just got to be like, this is a video game. You find one good thing, like punching a tree.
Quote my man.
And then you know what? You expound on that.
Trees is shit.
Suddenly I'm punching trees and I'm building a pickaxe. And I ask somebody, what's a pickaxe?
You don't need a pickaxe. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you don't even need that shit.
You certainly do.
You don't.
Did you play the game on anything but easy mode?
I won like 3 times in a row or something like that.
On
never
normal.
building anything. All I did was I found somebody who was talking and I followed them around like a dog.
Did you play on normal?
Did you play on normal?
I don't know. Did we?
No, you didn't.
You didn't even experience like the actual game then, dude.
Because I'm not going to play with other people. I'm not going to play with randos. I play with you guys. Yeah. You are my friends. I'm not playing with some random no name,
if you're in an airplane that goes down in the middle of the Arctic continent of Russia, we ain't going to be there. You're going to have to deal with strangers.
Have to take care of
but
yourself
I wouldn't get on the plane without you.
Oh.
Well, okay, that makes me feel warm inside, but don't use that to weasel out of this. Also, I want to point out that you can make anything bad when you use the most basic of nouns. I'm going to grab the thing and put it on top of the other thing, and then that's in the place, and it's just bad.
All right, that's fair.
You can't do that.
I agree with that sentiment. So let me be a little bit more precise with my verbiage, okay? So Project Winter is shit.
Nope.
It's a shit game for shit people.
It's not, though.
No, okay, I'm sorry. I got carried away.
Nope.
You meant Town of Salem.
I get what it is. I understand it, but it's not enough of what it is. That's my biggest issue with it. It's not enough of a survival game.
Okay.
It's not enough of a whodunit game. It's not enough of a hidden role game. It's not enough of a cooperative game. It's almost there for all of those things.
JB
but not quite.
JB is not wrong. Okay, I see where you're going. Because, and we talked about this, after I played it, I did enjoy it for what it had, but it left me wanting more. And maybe I'm a little more tolerant, and maybe you aren't. But we did agree, I didn't quite get my fill of survival. I didn't get my fill of whodunit. I didn't get my fill of the social aspect. All those bars were at 80%, and I just had to settle with that. Is that in the area that you're talking?
Yeah, exactly. Among Us has that sort of like just fun, silly, oh, I saw him vent, and then just people being silly, you're trolling each other. Like, it has that feel to it. And then you have Town of Salem that has that serious, like, and it's not even that serious, but it's just like, okay, you have to pay attention. You can't just run around doing tasks. You have to actually, like, engage. And then you have Project Winter, where it's like, neither, but both. I don't know. It's so weird.
I kind of had to accept it for what it is because I liked it. And it has potential. It's still growing. It was released last year. The devs still work on it and expand it. But you and me talked and we said we would love this game if this got rid of the fix the radio tower mechanics. If this was an 8-person, survive as long as you can in a log cabin for like 7 days. Like 4 of you are chopping wood, you send 2 of you out, like a simulation, send 2 of you out, you guys got to go hunt, you need to go forage, hey, you need to go like scavenge the crash site for metal, like a simulation of having to survive in this cabin after like crashing a plane. Because then there would be some stake in it. You would go out hunting, and you would be wondering in the back of your head, is the traitor going to be out with me for like 20 minutes hunting, and the bear's going to attack me, and he's going to kill me and go back and say, like, the bear got me, even though, like, it needed to set its foot into one of those 3 categories hard. It needed to plan it in and cement itself as something. So maybe I'm more forgiving, but yeah, I do pick up a little bit of what you're saying.
It would have been much better if that was the case. I completely agree with you. If it was a survival game with whodunit elements, that would have been great. But it's a nothing game with like 8 elements.
I'm going to rescind all my agreements. I'm leaving you stranded in the woods, Shavy.
It's not. It has no primary feature. It's all secondary features.
That's fair. What do you guys think, Jake, Billy?
I mean, I told you how I feel. I like the game, and I mean, I said everything about this game that I like. I think this game is a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun playing it. I think that Mr. Billy-Vanilli should actually close us out tonight.
Do what now?
Close us out, Billy-Vanilli. Give us a final thought on this game, and we can vote on who wins tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Project Winter, I mean, I can see where JB's coming with a lot of it, because when we all stated it's a concept that is great. It's still new. The devs are all working on it, and I feel like once they polish it up, it'll be where we need it to be.
Yeah.
It's definitely 10 times better than fucking Town of Salem. I'm sorry. Which was released how many years ago? And it still sucks?
1992, based on the graphics.
1992.
Based on the graphics. I don't know, actually.
But no, I think Project Winter has all the potential to be a great game.
Yep, I'd agree. And I want people to play it. It's been out for a year. It's sort of popular. I think it picked up on streams a little bit, but I'd love to see a surge in that game so that the developers have more popularity, more money to put it in and make it what it should be. So, Frank, if you're listening, my official, well, it was a bit early, but like, play that game. Who knows who will win? Again, there's 4 judges. We don't know who will win, but play that game. If you're like JB and you hate it, because it doesn't hit all the marks, then you find out. But I think it's worth a try. I think maybe all these games are worth a try.
Just not a long try for some of them. That was Project Winter, so we know the good is that it is better than Town of Salem. And the bad is that it has some stuff to work on.
All right. Well, now we know what's good, what's bad, and what matters. As always, our contenders will be awarded trophies based on the 3... Is that the door?
Yeah,
Luke?
Hey guys, are you in the middle of a show right now, or am I interrupting? Yeah, so I'm just gonna let myself in. Hey, how you doing? Hey, is this Billy here? Is this the man? This the guy, the big star that we're
yeah, Billy, Luke, Billy.
Yeah, hey,
hi Luke.
He's the guest on our live podcast that we're recording.
Hey,
yeah,
Cool. So, just doing my rounds, there was like a data breach or, somebody stealing company secrets and,
I heard about that.
Cool. Yeah, you heard about it. Cool, man. So, hey, Cowboy, what do you been up to, man? I just want to catch up real quick. I know you're recording, but like, hey, guy, you just want to catch up, man. Just,
I mean, been playing these games. They're fun survival games.
Yeah,
Project
cool.
Winter, Among Us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So like, just like a group of stuff, like,
yeah.
does a set of all sets contain itself? Right?
Excuse me, what was that?
Does a set of all sets contain itself, Cowboy?
Yeah, I think it does. Is that a paradox?
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool, man.
You
Yeah.
just asked me a paradox?
Right, man. Yeah. So, Billy, I heard that you got. I mean, your followings is building, or all the cool Twitch stuff, and yeah, man. You couldn't, or yeah, I guess you wouldn't want to divide your following by 0 or anything, right? Could you maybe just divide 0 by 0, maybe? Just
Would it just be 0?
Yeah, okay, cool. Hey, I'm gonna go. I just got this form to sign real quick. Hey, JB, can you just fill this out real quick? It's got a quick little captcha that can you just choose all the pictures with the street signs in it, just right there.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so, yeah. Is that all you needed?
Yeah, I guess so, man. Cool.
Whoa,
Yeah, cool,
Luke,
man. I'm just
Was
gonna.
that a CAPTCHA
No, it's not a.
for robots?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Hey, Jake. Hey, man. You're cool. Bye.
What?
Bye, Luke.
Why are you cool? And he thinks we're robots.
Yeah, what the hell? I don't even go here yet.
I mean, you guys don't subscribe to his newsletter.
No. Oh, damn. Yeah, he knows that? Shit. I told him I did. Well, the awkwardness continues. But let's go ahead and get to these trophies. We always base these trophies on 3 categories: art direction, fun factor, and game design. And then, with those in mind, we will crown an ultimate victor for today's battle. So taking it off first with the art trophy is Jake.
All right, I'm up first with the art trophy. The art trophy for this one is probably obvious. 2 out of 3 games settle for simpler, flat characters set in the flat world. Town of Salem can be played for free through a browser, so it's no surprise it's not a powerhouse with its visuals. Some of the kill animations are cool, and the houses are neat, but really, that's about it. It can definitely do with more than one music track as well. It just keeps going. Among Us beats Town of Salem with its fun map design, particularly the Polis map, which is a love letter to The Thing, but there's really not much going there either. Project Winter easily pulls ahead with both, however, with its striking environment. Each map offers several different features and sometimes even treats you with a dynamic camera angle that brings those features to life. And for this, easily Project Winter takes the art trophy.
Cool. So I'm going to be up next with the Fun Factor trophy, and I am about to drop the hottest of takes. Just a steaming take. Just a hot take.
It's happening again.
It's happening. All 3 of these games are aggressively meh. Like, aggressively. They're just okay. I mean, I get it. Okay, I do. A lot of people absolutely love these games and play them constantly, weekly, daily, whatever the fuck. Great, I'm happy for you. But I'm pretty sure if Abu Ghraib was looking for more Barney song-style torture for their prisoners, they would force them to play one of these 3 games for 12 hours a day. That being said, this trophy does have to go somewhere, and for that, I had to look for the game that would keep things fresh the most. In my mind, something with a higher ceiling, more room to mix things up, that kind of thing. So for that reason, the Fun Factor trophy is going to go to Town of Salem.
All right. And finally, for the game design trophy, we'll go ahead and come back to logic here, and I'll go ahead and tell you about these 3 games and what they did well on game design. So Among Us is a great example of how a game can be fun despite having absolutely terrible fucking design. The interface is low budget, it's awful, the controls are clunky and all over the place, and the chat is everything in this game, while the chat's sus. Sus of being awful. It sucks. I will say the simplicity of this game and the ability to tweak the rules to fit new playstyles is commendable and keeps it alive. It does find a good line between forcing people to be social, but not enough to be belligerent or overbearing of the other people playing. Town of Salem has an approachability of a methed out chimpanzee and is vastly confusing on the first playthrough. It relies heavily on chat and notes and a terrible UI that really is not intuitive in the slightest. I hate it. However, once mastered, I'm sure the people playing it with all the different roles and abilities help create a really stimulating, complex kind of game that maybe has great replayability for people who love logic puzzles. And then lastly, the golden child, the beautiful one, Project Winter, can be as cold and distant as your fellow survivors are. I mean, this game isn't perfect. Its tasks can be grueling and slow. It's one of those games where you have to hold the E button to pick stuff up, and it doesn't really give you a sense of community all the time. However, it does do good enough with the crafting and the survival systems. The different communication dynamics are pretty decent, and the random events do force interactions and movement across the map in a good way to stir up chaos. So I gotta say, for those reasons and more, I give the game design trophy to Project Winter.
Those were the trophies for today's showdown, which show you where each game excels, and now it's time to cast our vote to find out the final winner for the title of Backstabbing Social Deception Game.
Jake, what do you got?
In my heart, I love Project Winter, and I had a blast playing it, but for King of Whodunit games, man, it's Among Us.
JB, what do you got?
I mean, when I'm thinking backstab, I'm thinking someone's Among Us, so I'm giving it to Among Us.
All right. I'll go ahead and take the third here. I had to deliberate because I love the potential of Project Winter, but let's hail to the king, baby. I gotta give it to Among Us. It did it. Among Us takes my vote. Billy, as the guest, go ahead and round us out.
Well, I'm going to have to go with Among Us. As you guys said, the Project Winter's there. It just has some more work to be the backstabbing social deception game. I think Among Us is in the title, and I feel like it wins.
Bam, there you go. It is worth the hype. It is the backstabbing social deception game of this episode. Go ahead and play the fucking music. Yay! Well, there you have it. Another perfect episode as far as my opinion goes, which should be taken as fact. I want to thank Billy-Vanilli as our guest today. Billy, you have a good time?
Oh, it was great. Thanks for having me on.
We're so glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks, Billy, for coming by. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank all of you listeners, you Franks out there, for sending us questions through our social media. You can find us through Twitter, Instagram, and the other one. And you can also check out our website at head2headpod.com or h2hpod.com for those of you who hate the letter E.
And to be clear, that is the number 2. When you think head-to-head, think the number 2.
What are you
think
doing?
Shit. Having fun. Jake, what do you have to say?
All right, since everyone else is playing hard and loose, let's thank Metroid Mike for I Can't Break off of his album, Heart of the Juggernaut. He's a strong man, and if you Twitter him real good, he'll blow you sweet, juicy kisses. Mwah, mwah. Thanks, Metroid Mike.
That's accurate. And I also want to thank you all for listening. As always, we are a fetus of a podcast, and you must feed us. So wherever you see buttons that say things like rate, subscribe, report, don't hit the report one, avoid that one, but hit the other ones that help us because we are small and we need to grow. And if you love us, help us grow. So click those buttons, leave us a review, talk to us, engage with us. We love every listener. And you can talk to any of us. I main Twitter. Jake mains Instagram. JB mains nothing because he is antisocial. Billy,
Yes.
want to take us out?
Yes, absolutely. Now get the fuck out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Or morning.
Or mañana.
Or chocobo dick.
Or those chocobos.
Or Duchovny Duchovny.
So, how'd you like being on the podcast, man?
It was good. Yeah, I had a good time. This place is fun. Kind of weird, though. Like, there's something off about it. Oh, I don't know. Almost like there's something no one is telling me.
I don't know.
Well, we stopped doing casual Fridays. Yeah, Terry and HR kept wearing outfits that were getting, like, incepted into a lot of people's dreams.
Yeah.
You know, he called it his provocative day wear, but most of us called it his nightmare fashion.
Yeah.
Okay. That's gotta be it.
Yeah, totally.
Alright, sorry about the delay, Billy. Hope these numbskulls didn't ruin your impressions of the company. You just let me know and I'll fire them on the spot.
Oh, no. I had a great time.
Oh, really? So you didn't see any of the, arms deals with terrorists or the slave labor cubicles?
No, is that a thing here?
No. The boss was saying that doesn't happen here.
Oh, yeah, right. That is exactly the sort of stuff that does not happen here. At floor 9 and 12, respectively.
All right, so I guess let's just do this?
Yes, let's seal the deal. Inquisitor Harold?
Here are the standard forms. Enslavement packets, the office code of combat, the company newsletter, Minions Monthly, ludicrously priced health and dental, of course, and finally, the legally binding 10-year contract written by our infamous circle of lawyers.
No need to read into any of that, Billy. It's all just words and punctuation. Who's got time for that? Yeah, all right. Just sign the thing.
Well, if my friends work here and think it's a good idea, then that's all I need to know.
We need to say something.
But if we do, we're gonna be fired and we'll never work for a game company again.
Shit. Oh, okay, look, we can't stand by and...
Oh, and before I forget, here's the ceremonial dagger.
My what now?
Yeah, ceremonial dagger. Because it's a blood contract, right? Super legally binding, holds up in all courts. So you're just gonna want to run it across your palm like, this and ow. Oh, that hurts good. And just mash it up against the document. Really anywhere, just spread it around.
Oh, the dotted hand print, pretty please?
Right. Draw the line, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
What? Wait. We can always sacrifice a goat if you're more comfortable. Yeah, he's gone.
Ooh.